Harley Davidson is not famous for winning anything much in Aussie racing, but they have a history in American flat track racing that will take some beating. From 1946 until 2016, the Milwaukee machines took home the bacon 54 times, with several multi-year wins of 9 consecutive years or more. The most famous model of that era is the XR750, known as being the most successful race bike of all time, and also the one that Evel Knievel made his name on during his record-breaking motorcycle jumping career. AMA rules set between the world wars allowed a maximum capacity of 750cc for side valve engines and 500cc for overhead valve ones, to even up the racing between the local product and British bikes. The 1946 crown went to Norton. HD took it home for the next 4 years, and then Indian dominated until 1953 when it went bust. Harley then had a clear 9-year winning streak with the side valve KR750, until Dick Mann on a BSA knocked them off the podium in 1963. Harley took the title for the next 3 years, then it went to Triumph in 1967 and 1968, with Harley finally back on top in 1969. The XR750 had an actual capacity of 748cc and used two 36mm Mikuni carburettors that took air in through pleated paper pod filters without any airbox. The iron motor had a bore and stroke of 76mm x 81mm, while the later alloy one sported 79mm x 76mm dimensions. An output figure of 82 horsepower at 7,700 revolutions per minute is quoted. All the bang was fed though a triple-row primary chain to a 4-speed gearbox with the wheels being 19 inches front and back. All of that was housed in a steel twin-loop full cradle frame similar to the Sportster with the backbone tube, reduced to 1-inch diameter for an all-up weight of 134 kilograms dry. Flat trackers don't run front brakes, and the rear was optional at the time. But why on earth would anyone say no to one? A major difference in the XR engine compared to other HDs was that it had 4 short camshafts inherited from the KR. These camshafts allowed better performance as well as a straighter run for the pushrods and greater adjustability of cam timing. Genuine XR750s are rare, but a stock XR is rarer. The last production year was 1980, and before that they were made in 1974 and 1977, with a total of 76 produced in the latter year. HD stopped producing complete bikes in 1980 because buyers would remove the engine, roll the empty frame to the back of the shed, and then put the engine into an aftermarket racing frame. From 1980 to 1988, Harley only sold the motor, and from 1988 it just sold them in kit form, as most buyers would modify them anyway. The XR750 also saw duty in road racing, in XRTT guise with a fairing and other suitable modifications, such as a 23-liter fuel tank, a tachometer, a heat shield for the rider's left leg, 18-inch wheels, a rear disc, and a Fontana 4-leading shoe front drum brake. Only 10 of those were built, and very possibly it was the last factory road racer to run a drum brake up front. Official horsepower figures were never provided, but it is estimated that there was up to 79 horsepower coming from the 1972 engines, and that they peaked at 100 horsepower by 2008. While never considered cutting-edge, the XRTT did have its successes, with gifted Cal Rayburn winning 3 of the 6 transatlantic match races in 1972 against the Brits, on tracks he'd never seen before. Despite dealer and public demands for a street-legal version of the XR750, the factory did not respond until 13 years after the release of the XR, and then it was an XR1000. This was simply an XL Sportster fitted with XR750 heads and was twice the price of a base model XL. Many seeking extra performance just bought an XL Sportster and replaced the heads, carbs, and exhaust for less money. Not surprisingly, the XR1000 was discontinued after 2 years, but the motor did see service in the Buell RR1000 Battle Twin when Eric Buell started building road bikes. Harley had another go in 2008 with the XR1200, which looked more like the flat tracker but used the normal Sportster heads, and this had more success with buyers. Knievel started his jumping career on a Honda and then moved on to Norton, Triumph, and American Eagle bikes, but he is best known for jumping on a Harley. He rode XR750s from 1970 until 1977, when HD withdrew its sponsorship after Evel was convicted for assault. Other stuntmen have also used the XR750. Bubba Blackwell used one to jump 48 meters over 15 buses in 1999, and in 2015 Doug Danger flew Knievel's 1972 XR750 over 22 cars at the Sturgis Rally, beating Knievel's record by 1 car.